Can you hear that? That's a ferry more than a mile away. Can you hear me now? That's a plane taking off over my head. I have put my noise canceling lavalier back in its compartment because I went out an hour ago and shot the whole video and had no audio because a cable got undone or something like that. So now we get the nat sound of the iPhone and all the noises around. But at least you can hear me, hopefully not overmodulating. If it had worked, I would have said, well, I started with this. Steve's starting the day upside down, but the weather has turned upside right. Come on, Steve. That all worked because I hadn't put my lav on yet.
Follow us down there or what?
We had the three of them gathered. They ran out the door. 71 degrees, August 27th. Well, Mitt waddled out the door. And then I talked about how glassy, calm it was and how stable the atmosphere is. Well, I guess it's instructive that in the last hour, it's no longer glassy. We have a bit of a breeze pointing those boats toward the southwest. And look at these boats pointed toward the northeast. Instead of instability this morning, we have stability in the atmosphere. And then I went on to talk about everything I'm about to say again. Incidentally, Steve is still out there since an hour ago. So this is a redo, which is so frustrating. The satellite imagery showed fog in the valleys of New England, dense fog, and not a cumulonimbus to be seen. That is stability. Fog means radiational cooling, decoupling of the atmosphere, generally associated with high pressure. Cumulonimbus, which we have to the north in Canada and to the south, well, south of Nantucket, is instability. And that means cold air up in the sky, warm air near the ground, and thunderstorms, like all day yesterday. And then I went on to say how beautiful many of the Tuesdays have been all year long. Many, many weeks. It's been the best weather day of the week, and that is happening again today as we are between weather systems. The temperature map this morning with the wind barbs early in the day, 60s in southern New England, dew point in the low 60s, temperatures and dew points together, that makes fog. And mostly crosses. The cross means calm air, but there's a subtle wind from the north there near Long Island Sound, a subtle wind from the southwest there on the coast of Maine. That is diffluence at the surface. Instead of surface convergence, we have surface diffluence. That means sinking air instead of rising air. That means sunshine instead of thunderstorms, rain, hail, and wind, and lightning. It's so cool that these boats are pointed right at one another. Incidentally, our green sailboat, Pia and Leif, are you watching? Vacationing on the coast of Maine this week, where I think the weather's been pretty good. Not everyone got the showers and storms yesterday. Here's how much rain fell in the Boston area. Zero rain in my gauge. All the storms were surrounding the Boston area. People that like storms saying, oh, the 128 force field is in effect. As if. No, it's just some days you get it, some days you don't. And you know who got it? Warwick, Rhode Island. Near the airport there. Rhode Island, 3 inches of rain with a bunch of hail. And also, where I was yesterday, chasing. Did you watch yesterday? Well, the chase is coming up in today's and more. We had 2 to 3 inches in Falmouth, and I was on top of Escargot Tower and then at Corporation Beach, somehow managing not to get struck by lightning, even though lightning was striking all around me. And Jeff, my neighbor here, later in the day I went over and visited, and he said 1.55 inches of rain in South Dennis. And that all happened in a few minutes, and there was some erosion of landscaping that we've been consistently working on. More on that in a few minutes. And the damage reports coming in. The orange areas of flash flooding, the, what is it, green or blue? Green, I think. Hail reports, and there's one gray there in Harwich. There was a structure fire in Harwich on Cape Cod from lightning strike. Lightning was everywhere. It was probably pretty close to as close as I've been to get struck by lightning is since I actually did get struck by lightning when I was 12. And by the way, I was indoors when I get struck by lightning when I was 12 and just kind of went through the house and zapped me from the floor. So yeah, I do go outdoors when thunder roars. I try and stay lucky. Is that what it is? Not get hit. And the hail reports coming in from all over the place. First, let's put it in perspective. Here's what happens out on the edge of the heat wave in the Central Plains when you get a hailstorm. Yeah, softball-sized hail, greater than 4 inches, smashes your windshield. Your car is pretty much toast, and your fields are toast, and your solar farms are toast. So different hailstorms outside of New England, but it was impressive for a New England day. Here's some video. Can't remember all the people that supplied the content. I think this one was in Connecticut, maybe near Wallingford, with the downpour and the hail going down the driveway. And this hail is much smaller. I think Brantford, there it was covering the ground. And here's a sample size of the hail. Quarter-sized hail instead of softball-sized hail. And even Cape Cod and the islands got in the action. Brother Ed in West Dennis with the 3/8 inch diameter hail. When thunder roars, he stays indoors on a rare day off. Thank you for sharing, Ed, in the downpour. I was on the north side, you were on the south side. And I think my favorite video from my longtime friend Connie from Boston. Well, I think she's a Tar Heel from North Carolina. But anyhow, she's on Edgartown yesterday. Edgartown, this is what it looked like walking in the door. And it was 3 to 4 inches deep, looked like snow. And then I love the footwear fashion into this 3 inches of hail. Connie says it was the craziest day I've ever seen in weather-wise. And people say that a lot. Well, I always say once in a lifetime weather happens to someone, somewhere, every single day. And today we have a quiet day, but it's not an easy forecast at all. Here's the Boston 5-day meteogram that shows nice weather today. And due to a sea breeze, Boston not cracking 80 a couple days ago, the forecast for today was a southwest wind and temperature in the 80s. So we're not doing a very good job in the 2 to 4 day forecast. Yesterday's weather was not in anybody's 4 or 5 day forecast. And then tomorrow, here comes another front with this temperature spiking and then dropping off. It looks like a backdoor front. And then if this is right, I don't think it is, and I'll tell you why in a second, there are no clouds in the sky at all, starting at about 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, right through all Thursday into Friday. Beautiful 2 days, low dew points, temperatures only in the low 70s with an onshore flow, chilly, high pressure to the north before a front gets here on Saturday and temperature spikes. And what about the timing of the showers and storms this weekend? That's a huge headache, but we have huge headaches before that. Here's the radar this morning, a couple of batches of heavy weather coming across the Midwest, and then a severe thunderstorm coming out of South Dakota and Minnesota. So those two things, those are more like mesoscale convective systems coming at us from the west. Oh, now I'm sure you can hear T-Rex barking at that same beautiful sheepdog that walks by every day. Rex is so mean. Stop to the people that walk by our house sometimes. Certain dogs. He's just jealous, no doubt. Aren't we all? Oh boy, so the forecast headaches begin. I'll show you quickly the HRRR. I didn't show this in the last one because I think it's wrong, but it shows dry day today, and then I'm gonna fast forward, and then it's tonight and tomorrow. Here comes this short wave coming across with showers and thunderstorms and downpours, very progressive, mostly across New York, then Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, and out. And then tomorrow afternoon, nothing. Right. No, it's not right. This is wrong. I can almost declare outright that this is wrong. For example, there's tomorrow afternoon, nothing on the HRRR, and then here is the guidance from the Severe Storm Prediction Center saying that severe weather is quite likely from the coast of Connecticut down through Pennsylvania and New York. So we cannot even trust the 36-hour forecast. But we move on. Last week when we were showing the whole week was going to be dry, we're saying, I don't think so. There's probably going to be an upper level low, especially on Wednesday. Who knew back then it was going to be on a Monday? So we're not even getting the 5-day forecast right. Here's the Euro going forward. And there's the front coming at us. No, that's actually a wave on the northern edge of the heat. Extreme heat goes on now from Indiana to Illinois. And on the northern edge of those heat, you get those thunderstorms, balls of thunderstorms coming through, one tomorrow afternoon. And then the next one's coming through. It looks like it wants to dodge south of us or right over us tomorrow night. and into Thursday. And now we're getting the high pressure system so strong in Ontario, and supposedly it's going to push the front all the way south of New England, and we get beautiful, cool, dry air, even though there's a heat wave right on our doorstep trying to battle in from the southwest. I really have low confidence in this. And speaking of low confidence, watch what happens as the warm air tries to come back, as that high goes off to our east and northeast on Friday into Saturday. Now let's stop it at Saturday at 10 a.m. I've been stopping it on Saturday morning because we have this serious front we have to deal with over the weekend. And the last 2 or 3 days, that front was supposed to move out to sea, offshore, that's what I'm trying to say, and decay Saturday afternoon. So the last couple days we were thinking the showers and storms would come through Friday night and Saturday and be gone Saturday afternoon. And now it looks like the showers and storms are still across northern New England Saturday afternoon and only slowly pressing south. So that could leave us with some nice beach weather if this verifies from Connecticut to Cape Cod with the showers and storms in the mountains. And then there are a couple of more active systems before Labor Day and into next Tuesday. So let's go back into motion and show that looks like showers and storms coming across southern and eastern New England and pushing out slowly Saturday night, Sunday morning, maybe still some storms near Cape Cod. Then most of Sunday looks nice between fronts. Here comes another front from the north. It's all happening very quickly with another strong high coming across the Midwest and another push of maybe a quick shower or a thunderstorm on Monday, mostly dry, I think. And then it gets windy and almost chilly. Be close the windows and grab an extra blanket Monday night, Tuesday into Wednesday. Another cold, well, relative for the season. High pressure system tries to come into the northeast with perhaps the first frost advisories here by Tuesday morning. And northern Maine is here. I count that as New England also. And then we get split by a storm going to the north next Tuesday, Wednesday, and one going to the south next Wednesday. That looks like a nor'easter going off the mid-Atlantic with us in between. So plenty of action. So frustrated that I'm out here now past 10 o'clock doing a redo, and there's so much editing to do because of all the storm chasing from yesterday. And also Mitt got away. Mitt was over in the other yard when I was done, so I had to go collect Mitt, and he's since gone indoors, and Steve is now in the shade underneath that chair. So I'm going back in to edit. Take 2. I almost never do 2 takes, but when there was 0 audio, I had to come out and do it all over. All right, we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Put on your sunscreen. Happy great Tuesday. See ya. I shouldn't say see ya, I should say, here's the and more from yesterday. TK and T-Rex, when thunder roars, what do? We go to Corporation Beach and make a time lapse and then chase the puddles. All right, the and more from yesterday. It's erupting all around us, not only in Cape Cod Bay, but it just fired right over Route 28 in Harwich, Bank Street, special marine warning with purple. I'm gonna try and make it to Scargo Tower, but I'm also almost out of fuel. It's called Setauket Road, looking toward the east. First raindrop just hit the windshield. Not too often you see purple on the radar, but we have it today. This used to be a dirt cut through. Now it's Cape Cod sand and a new fire department. And we're at a high spot. You always know if you're near a water tower, you're near a high spot. If you want to see lightning and thunder and clouds, go to a high spot. What do you think, T-Rex? You gonna have the gate open for us? You arrived just at the same time as the thunderstorm. I wonder if there are any other storm chasers up here. Of course, the view hasn't been maintained. So Weymouth isn't the only town that doesn't maintain their views. I mean, this is weak. Come on, people. We come here to look at the water, not invasive poplar or whatever that is. Yeah, wine. I think I'll just leave you in the car. I'm not sure how you are at climbing towers. No, Rex, you stay. Look at this. Come on. Weymouth and Dennis, you have that in common. Scargo Tower, 30 feet in the air. Thunder roars, go to Scargo Tower. I'm glad it's not torrential here. So it kind of erupted all around us, looking southeast, towards Bank Street Beach. It just blossomed right there. Dennis in Wellfleet says he's been getting storm after storm, and there's another one coming right on the beach right now at Mayflower. I'm sure the guards just got everyone off the beach on Monday, the last Monday of, oh, I felt that lightning. Felt it. Yeah, probably not a good idea to be up here, but you still. Chasers take chances. So that's over the bay. That's probably a little less than a mile away. Oh, I can see it going over down there. I do have my tripod with me, but the storm is so obscured by rain, I don't think the time lapse would be much help for us. So maybe we'll proceed down to the beach if I don't run out of gas on the way. Oh yeah, and I've talked about this before. The density of water, the density of pure water is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. The density of salt water is 1.03 grams per centimeter. Now, I'm not calling Scargo Pond salt water, but there is definitely lower density in the rain that's falling right now than the water itself in the lake. And that's why you have those slicks of fresh water. Very little wind down near the ground. It's more updraft with these cloud tops now going past 20,000 feet. The freezing level is at 12,000 feet or less. That's why we have hail coming out of the sky today. Air goes up in the updraft. Ice forms, raindrops turn into ice cubes. They get bigger and bigger as they go up in the cloud and eventually come down as a hail shaft. I'm sure somebody around here is getting a hail shaft right now. They're called training storms when one after another goes over the same spot, like a train going by, and I just saw a lightning bolt come right out of the sky over Cape Cod Bay, just off Corporation Beach. Who planted grass seed this month? Another heavy rain event without a named storm. Kind of rare on Cape Cod. At least it used to be. Be interesting. Are they checking stickers? Or are they even letting you down the parking lot when there's lightning? Sometimes they get a little big brother on you. Oh, I don't see anybody. Parking fee required. Stop here. We're good. Some red flags. Those are probably the lifeguards. Look at the restaurant. Get some lobster rolls up there. Where do you see T-Rex? Where do you see? Who's that? Oh, there's another lightning bolt. Plenty of room at the beach today. There's another storm coming across. Looks like Barnstable Harbor. Let's check the radar again. Low tide. One of the places I learned to swim, right in there. A lot of hard armor nowadays. That wasn't there when we were young. Don't like hard armor. What do you say we deploy the tripod? We're between thunderstorms. It looks calm enough now. Maybe we'll get that rain shaft coming right over us. T-Rex, you know what purple means on the radar? No, not the artist formerly known as Prince. It means that lightning. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. About a half mile away. So we'll get that purple rain, that shaft, see if there's any hail in it. Setting up the tripod now. The wind's kind of strong from the northeast. Inflow into that next storm, but they're scattered all over the place. There's a shaft coming down right there. Corporation Beach. Distant pass is, I don't know, noon or 1 o'clock. And remember, the gulls point into the wind. That one seems pretty indifferent, doesn't it? Toward the northeast. Pick a tower, any tower. All right, here we go. Going back in the car. I'm gonna let this roll now. Wait, more and more gull. I love the gulls. Feels pretty cold. All right, here comes another TK time lapse. That was about 15 minutes. Can you hear me now? No doubt the microphone is clogged with water. It was raining so hard, I couldn't hear. Lightning and thunder all around. It's definitely a spectator sport. A lot of people come down to watch. So the worst of the storm has now moved over South Dennis. Somebody probably got flash flooding. Back in the vehicle. Hopefully my microphone is unclogged. So I just saw the radar. Training storms, one after another, coming right through the Mid-Cape. Where, for the record, the 12Z HRRR had no rainfall accumulation, and no doubt we're passing inches in spots. So, why chase weather when weather follows you? I'm Dennis McCoy up there in Wellfleet. How you doing? Spent about 20 minutes at Corporation. Guards are sitting there, just making sure no one goes on the beach. And no doubt we're going to have some pretty deep puddles. Word from home is that all our seed is washed away. No flash flood warning technically. Sometimes they come after the fact. Lightning bolt just missed by, I don't know, a couple hundred yards. No doubt there were power outages, and emergency responders are probably responding to a lot of different things right now. Waves on the road. Open wig. Pilgrim. Hey, Pilgrim. You go first. Wisconsin. Ponding the grass. 6A, some pretty big hills over here. Kind of like Scargo Hill. Lightning all around us. This is flash flooding. It's not severe, I was going to say significant, but if it's in your cellar, it's significant. It doesn't take a named tropical storm. Matter of fact, this is anomalous cool air allop, resulting in this very heavy rain. There's the edge of the blue sky right up there. Looks like we may have a little relief. Hopefully that's the worst of the storms for the Mid-Cape. We've had enough rain for a couple of weeks. Workers are going to keep working. Probably not the best day for concrete laying. There's blue sky behind me, but lightning bolts in front of me. And this is Mayfair Road now, coming out of Yarmouth into Dennis, where there's a notorious puddle right here. That notorious today. Well, yeah, it is. It's receded a little since its maximum height, probably 15 minutes ago. Now for the bad news in our neighborhood. How's the rain? My name is Darwin. It's called the outwash terrain. Arthur Walker Association neighborhood. Notorious high water here also. I feel feel that those of us that live uphill are somewhat responsible for moving the debris that flows downhill. Flowing on our new road. Now how's our new landscape? We've been trying to get the seed going before the heavy rains. It's not washed away. Still okay. It's not bad. Come on. That's okay. Lawns needed it. Okay, we're back home. I was kind of hopeful that maybe the worst was over, but now I see there are severe thunderstorm warnings. So dark inside. Very tall clouds. We're just in between them. And the lightning is almost non-stop. Almost 1 p.m. Look at that radar. T-Rex and a rainbow. It stopped raining here. Look at that blue sky. Subsidence, but it's still pouring off to our west. And the images of the hailstorms coming in from Connecticut and Rhode Island. Just amazing. Edge of the cloud right over there right now. Let's go find out how much rain we had to go along with these rainbows and maybe shut off this irrigation, you think? These are definitely anthropogenic rainbows. And I think the clocks must have got screwed up by the thunderstorms. And we do have some runoff here, Natalie Sayward Way. And it's not that bad, but when you get an inch or two of rain in just 20 or 30 minutes, you're gonna get some damage. So let's go check out where we planted all that seed. All right, where were we? Not that bad, considering. Where did it all go, though? Had to accumulate somewhere. Right there, there's probably some seed-rich stuff right there. Put that back. A 1 or 2 inch gouge, but then once you get past that line right there, I think most of the seed's still intact. Kind of went around that post. Yeah, most of it's still here. What are these things? These balls. It's peat that didn't quite get broken down yet. Oh, it's gonna be fine. Looks great. Yeah, it's got watered. You can still see a remnant of egg toss. Well, it takes a lot to wash egg off of the road, I guess. That's funny. Splat. Splat. Uh-oh, Rex, don't let them see you on that lawn. And feel the humidity now. Even though the general flow is from the north, water is calm and we have water skiing. Yay, old school. Used to have a better view than this. Slalom water skier. Weather. So scary 1 minute. So beautiful, captivating the next hour. Or 3 later. T-Rex knows where we are. Traffic was a breeze. It was so fun chasing the sun. Sunset this evening, 7:27. Current time, 7:20. Bass River to Fore River. In the nick of time. Tim. Nick of Tim. Time. How about a time lapse of our Weymouth sky today? Where I don't think it rained by the looks of things here. People canoeing. We got the canoe club going. Score. Sunset. Magic.